What's up, everybody? It's Kent. Day 4, November 16th, 2024. Today, I want to discuss with y'all mental health. Mental health is real. And what I mean by that is, a lot of people don't understand what mental health is. So it tends to go untreated. When I initially stepped into mental health, I stepped into mental health. I was a kid. My mom had put me in this mental hospital or whatever in Chicago to run some tests on me and whatnot. So when they ran the tests on me, they ask you all these crazy questions and whatnot. This is when they give you basically a diagnosis. All of the majority of the 80 babies, 90 babies, 2,000 babies, all of them got some form of a diagnosis now. Whether it's depression, ADHD, something, man. So I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety. I didn't really know what that meant. They put me on some Prozac. Okay. I really was actually taking it, my mom made me take it and I was taking it. At that particular time, it helped me slow down on my smoking. That's what I said, so I used to take it. But I didn't really quite understand what mental health was until I came to prison. When I came to prison in 2001, the prisons really don't have real medication. They have generic stuff. Don't get me wrong, they may have some, because at one point in time, I was on Prozac in prison. But, they have a lot of different generic stuff. So I went to them people and I told them, when I first got my time and I first made it to Rankin County and whatnot, I told them, I said, I have problems sleeping, I need help sleeping. They said they didn't have no type of medication for sleeping, so they ended up putting me on something called Elavir. And it said it's gonna help you sleep. They didn't tell me nothing else about none of the side effects or anything of that nature there. But when I got on them, they started giving me real bad nightmares. I'm talking about terrible nightmares. Then they passed by when I got used to it. Then I told them that wasn't good enough. I told them I needed something else to help me sleep. They moved me up to like 50 milligrams of Thorazine. I'm not knowing what Thorazine is at the time. If y'all don't know Thorazine, at that time, I don't know what it looked like now, but it was some little brown pills, like some little brown M&Ms and whatnot. And they put me on that, and then I went from 50 milligrams to 100, and from 100 to 200. And that stuff was knocking me out. It got to the point where I was popping like 400 milligrams of Thorazine. I'm talking about I was zombied out, and that was like my form of getting high for a long time. I got around some guys, some of the bros, man, Big Thomas Warren from the coast. Big bro was like, man, you ain't got no business, even in security, on them drugs, on them psychiatric medications and stuff. You on Thorazine, that's tranquilizer. I was like, tranquilizer, what the hell? I ain't really know, And then he got to tell me about side effects that it had and stuff like that. So that what made me just start weaning myself off of it. Really, I didn't say I weaned myself off. I really just cold turkeyed it. And that was messed up too, because all of the nightmares started coming. There was even a couple times where I pissed in the bed by accident from the nightmares. I'm talking about this real shit, y'all. You know what I'm saying, from these medications. And I shook it, waking up in cold sweat. I shook that stuff. It took me about 2 months to just shake it, but I shook it, That's like a drug. That was like heroin or something, That's how it did me, But mental health is real, and it still just didn't help me because I just got off of it. I was just trying to find ways of coping with it. So I remember when I made it to Unit 32 in Parchment, Mississippi. For y'all don't know, that's where they did the movie Life at. That's where they did the movie Green Mile at Mississippi State Penitentiary. When I got there, I ended up doing like 3.5 years locked down behind the door. Somebody ended up giving me a book, a psychiatric book, psychology book rather, and it was explaining different diagnoses. So I went to, I looked up depression, and I looked up anxiety, and from reading everything that I read, I said, yeah, I do got it. But this is this is how I really started people think. Back in the days, I used to sit down and think about the whole day that just passed by. And I just sit there and I wonder. And I look for all of the good things that happen and all of the bad things that happen. And if something bad happened, I really punish myself real bad. And it'll put me in a trance for a certain amount of time. And this happens like almost every day. This is back then. And I start paying attention to it. So I had to break myself from sitting down. I looked at it like I was sitting down looking for fault in the day. So I just stopped doing that. Then I learned about anxiety as far as, I just used to be worried and stressed about stuff that really I just had no control over. And it'll send me into a panic attack. And that's kind of the reason why I'm doing this video right now. Last night I had one of those for the first time since like 2008, 2009. This is my first time having one of those panic attacks. Man, I was just laid up there, just thinking. And we gotta understand that I just did 23 years in prison. These 23 years, I've learned to adapt to live in this world, in this society. I don't know about the free world society. I don't know about that society. Do I have fears of how will I cope? Hell yeah. Do I have fears of how I will deal with certain matters? Hell yeah. I'm really afraid. Not afraid to the point that I don't want to get there, but I'm afraid to the point that how can I say it? I'm afraid to the point that I'm just gonna hold up. Kind of like when I came to prison. When I came to prison, I had a certain fear in me. I was scared of everything when I came to prison, but I was one of the ones that was scared and gonna hold up. So now I'm stepping into another society where I'm afraid, but I'm gonna hold up. But I wanted to touch base on that because it really, a lot of stuff just started hitting me man, you finally finna go home, man. How you gonna get a car? How you gonna get these clothes? How you gonna keep your lady happy? How you gonna keep your kids happy? How you gonna deal with your family, with all the stuff going on with your family? How you gonna deal with everything? How am I gonna deal with everything, man? Because I've learned how to deal with it. This is how I learned how to cope. Something going on, I head to my bed. I chill. So I'm just saying, man, I gotta learn a whole lot of different things over again to how to live in that world. And I just wanted y'all to hear this is just my part one. I'm gonna do another one pertaining to mental health. Because mental health is real. I'm gonna do it in a little bit, because I want to finish discussing the severity of this, because there's some guys that have done this much time to the point where they just don't want to go home. I'm sure y'all done heard of this. It's guys that did so much time to the point that they just afraid to make it to the damn house, to the point where they'll do something to keep from going home. They'll catch another write-up, or they'll do something where they'll take their parole and things of that nature there. And I ain't gonna do nothing like that. I ain't nowhere near no situation like that. But what I'm saying is mental health is real to that degree that it's certain people that have done that. It's certain, think about, go to that store with life. Well, I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna build on that drawing right there, the store with life, because it's serious. But this is my part one to mental health. Like, follow, and subscribe to all of my platforms. Love y'all. Appreciate your support. Plus, peace, love, and unity.